Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be calling out all the topics you name, okay, in each of the exam syllabus. Now, most students are confused, like a lot of students are complaining that when they are going through the exam syllabus, the way they arrange the topics is not that clear, right? So, I've written down all the topics. Now, this video is mainly for science students, okay? So, if you want me to do video for art and commercial students, you can drop a comment on the comment section, okay? So I will look into that in my next video. So science students, I'll be starting with chemistry. Now, I'll be calling out all the topics you need. So let's start with chemistry. So the first topic you name is nature of matter and separation techniques. Write it down, okay? Nature of matter and separation techniques, okay? The second topic is atoms, moles, formula and equation. Write fast, okay? Atom, moles, formula and equations. The third topic is atomic structure, chemical combination. Okay? Atomic structure, chemical combination. The next one is kinetic theory of matter and gas laws. Kinetic theory of matter and gas laws. The next one is acids, bases, and salts. Acids, bases, and salts. Okay. Then the next one is carbon and its compound. Carbon and its compound. The next one is periodic table, families of elements. That is everything on that periodic table. Okay, everything on that periodic table. The next one is calculations under volumetric and qualitative analysis. The next one is types of reaction, that is redox reaction. I get me. Here we have oxidation and reduction reaction. Okay. Then the next one is electrolysis. Electrolysis. Okay, write it down. Electrolysis. The next one is energy and chemical reaction. Energy and chemical reaction. The next one is rates of reactions. Rates of reactions. Now, the next one is chemical equilibrium. Chemical equilibrium. Write it down. Chemical equilibrium. Then the next one is air pollution. Everything under air pollution. Okay, air pollution. Then the next one is water solutions and solubility. Everything under water. Okay. The next one is shapes of molecules and solids. Shapes of molecules and solids. Next one is radioactivity. Radioactivity. Okay. Radioactivity. The next one is non-metals and their compounds. Okay. Non-metals and their compounds. Now the first metal is hydrogen. Hydrogen and its compound. The second one is chlorine and its compound, where we have the halogen family, right? Oxygen and its compound. Okay, everything under oxygen. Oxygen, the oxides, okay, the hydrogen peroxide, the ozone, everything compound. Then the next one is sulfur and its compound. Sulfur and its compound. Next one is nitrogen and its compound. Nitrogen and its compound. The next one is phosphorus and its compound. Phosphorus and its compound. The next one is metals and their compounds. Okay, metal and their compounds. So take note. Okay, study everything under metal and their compounds. Then the last one is organic chemistry. Okay, everything under organic chemistry. So we are done with chemistry. Let's move to physics. The first one is units and is measurements. The second one is motion. Everything under motion. Okay, everything under motion. So take note. Where we have projectile motion, then simple harmonic motion, acceleration, that is calculations under acceleration, then the time graphs, okay, graphs of velocity time graphs, I get all those graphs, so take note of them. Then calculations under displacement, acceleration, velocity, I get it. Take note of all the graphs and their formulas, I get it. The next one is work, energy, and power. Under motion, make sure you take note of frictional motion too, okay? Frictional motion. The next one is heat energy. Heat energy, okay? Where we have the linear expansivity, okay? Area expansivity, the cubic expansivity, where we have transfer of heat by convection, conduction, radiation, okay? So take note of everything. Take note of everything. Then the next one is electric charges, okay? Electric charges, where we have the types of charges, how to produce charges, conductors and insulators, okay? Examples of conductors, insulators, the gold leaf, electric field, and the rest. So take note of them. The next one is electric field, electric field, okay? Electric field. Take note of potential difference, electromotive force, take note of everything, local action, everything, or take note of Ohm's law, resistance, and the calculations. I get me. So take note. And series and parallel this is connection and the calculations under series and parallel. Okay, take note of them. The next one is elastic properties of solids. Elastic properties of solids. Where you have Hooke's law, okay, calculations of Hooke's law. I get me. Elastic with a constant, elastic constant. So take note of everything. The next one is fluid at rest and in motion. Fluids at rest and in motion. Where we have surface tension, capillarity, examples, why water wet glass, or the reason why mercury does not wet glass. So the coercive forces, the adhesive forces, and the rest, okay? Then viscosity, everything under, okay? Then the next one is scalars and vector quantities. Scalars and vectors, all the calculations, everything. So make sure you take note of everything. Okay. So next one is equilibrium of forces. Equilibrium of forces. Okay. Equilibrium of forces. Under, in fact, everything where we have coplanar forces. Okay. Coplanar forces. Everything under equilibrium. Moment of a force, center of gravity. Okay. Neutral equilibrium, stable and unstable equilibriums, diagrams, principle of flotation, everything, okay, everything. The next one is machine, okay, machine, calculations under machine, okay, how to solve equations under velocity ratio, mechanical advantage, formulas, and all the machines, okay, the pulleys, I get it, lock and tackle system, everything, I get it. So take note. Then the next one is Newton's laws of motion. Newton's laws of motion. Okay, the first, second, and third law, everything under, and collisions. Okay, collisions. Okay, so take note of everything under that topic. The next one is heat energy. temperature and its measurement. Okay, heat energy, temperature and its measurement. Okay, then the next one is measurement of heat energy. Measurement of heat energy, where we have specific heat capacity. Okay, so take note of everything. Latent heat, okay, specific latent heat, change of state, everything, evaporation, relative humidity, dew point. So take note of everything. So the next one is gas laws. Gas gas laws. So instruments used for measurement like the barometer, faulty barometer. Okay, take note of everything. So calculations under pressure. Okay, Gay-Lussac's law, Boyle's law, Sharp's law, general gas equation. Are you getting it? So take note. Then the next one is waves. Waves. Everything under waves. Okay. Waves. Everything under waves. The next one is reflection of light waves. Reflection of light waves. The next one is refraction of light waves. The first one is reflection, while this one is refraction. Okay. Refraction of light waves. Okay. So everything under it. Okay, then know everything under correction of hypermetropia, myopia. Okay, so take note of everything. Then the next one is sound waves. Sound waves. Okay, take note of it. Sound is very. The next one is pressure in fluid. Pressure in fluid. Pressure in fluid. Okay, calculations under pressure. So take note. The next one is gravitational field. Gravitational field. Okay, gravitational field. So the next one is electric field. Know everything under electric field. You know this electric field, we have the SS1 part and the SS3 part. So know both the SS1 and the SS3 parts. So we have a lot of things, okay, capacitance, everything, okay, everything under electric field. I guess me. So take notes. The next one is magnetic field. Magnetic field. Magnetic field. The next one is electromagnetic field, electromagnetic field. The next one is simple AC circuits, simple AC circuits. You can see that the syllabus is very big, right? So you have to start preparing. Start preparing. The next one is models of the atom, models of the atom, models of the atom. The next one is nucleus reductivity, nuclear reaction. Okay, nucleus reductivity, where we have the alpha particles, beta. Okay, take note of everything. Take note of everything and the calculations under it. Then the next one is energy quantization, where we have the photoelectric effect. Okay, energy quantization. So take note. Then the next one is wave particle paradox. Wave particle paradox. Wave particle paradox. The next one is basic electronics. Basic electronics. Basic electronics. So this is the last one. Okay. So let's move to biology. So the first topic you need in biology is biology and living things. Okay. Where we have the bacteria, the the virus, I guess is where we have the classification of animals, we have the monocotyledonous plants and dicotyledonous plants. So all these things Make sure you take note of them. Okay, the characteristics of amphibians. Okay, reptiles, everything. Okay, so the second topic is nutrition, both plant and animal nutrition. Know everything, plant and animal nutrition. Take note of everything. Okay, take note of everything. Then the next one is basic ecological system. Ecological system. Okay, where we have all these ecosystem, I guess it, ecosystem, the biotic and abiotic community, the ecological niche, everything. Then the instruments and their functions or uses, I guess it, like the thermometer used for the measurement of what temperature. Yeah, so anemometer used for the measurement of what speed of wind, right? So everything, take note of them. Very, very important. Okay. So the next one is ecological management and conservation. Ecological management and conservation. Okay. Where we have the associations, okay, like the symbiotic, okay, the parasitism and the rest. So take note of everything. Diseases, diseases and their sources, okay. So then the cell, study everything on that cell, okay. Okay, then the skeletal system, okay, tissues and supporting system, take note, tissues and supporting system, study everything under it, tissues and supporting system. Then the next one is digestive system, digestive system. The next one is transport system, the blood vessels, everything, okay, transport system. The next one is respiratory system and excretory system, respiratory system and excretory system. So take note. The next one is aquatic and terrestrial habitats. Study those topics. Aquatic and terrestrial habitat. The next one is ecology of population. Okay, where where we have the climax community. Okay, so study everything. The next one is regulation. The next one is regulation of internal environment. Okay, we have the functions of the liver, the kidney, diseases, hormones, everything. Take note of everything. The next one is sense organs, sense organs, sense organs. And the next one is nervous coordination, nervous coordination. Okay, nervous coordination, reproductive system, the reproductive system. Then development of new organisms. Okay, development of new organisms like types of metamorphosis. Okay, incomplete metamorphosis and complete metamorphosis. So take note of everything under this topic. Take note of everything. So evolution. The next topic is what? Evolution. Then the next one is variation in population, where we have the blood groups and the rest. Okay, physiological variation and what? Morphological variation. So take note of everything under variation in population. Then foods. Okay, take note of foods. Study everything under foods. Okay, study everything under food. Then biology of hereditary genetics. Okay, genetics, abi. So these are the topics you need. These are the topics you need in biology. Then the last one is adaptation for survival. Adaptation for survival. So these are all the topics you need in biology. I get me. So make sure you go through them and start studying. Topics menu, Abi. Okay, so if you still need anything, you can drop it on the comment section.